Look at that nice pool. I've been working on this thing, keeping it clean now for about a week now. A little over a week. Started cleaning it last week. You got some little photos, like, or little video clips here I can show you at the bottom. But it's becoming pretty good. Looking nice and clean and cool. I gotta put some more water in. I just did a cleaning. So I got a little bit left right there. See it? Other than that, it's been going pretty well. I ain't really put too many chemicals in it yet, except for just a shock. But hey, if you ever in a pool like this, it's about 18 foot around. If you don't use that pump, I mean, if you can't afford it, I mean, a better pump, I mean, I guess you got to use a pump. But if you can, get one of these sand filters over here. These things make the whole difference. They keep that pool up to like, till you stop. You can have this thing going year round without looking like this if you wanted to with this pump. But them little ones that come with it, they can't keep up with it. And also, you probably want to make a little setup like this. Mine's kind of rigged, but it's doing a job, and it's been a lot better because the PVC keeps up real good compared to them sagging lines like that. I really want to I'll probably get a PVC for that eventually, and once I get this set up a little bit better. And I had to dig me a little trench there because I was a dummy. I didn't put it on the other side of the pool last couple of years ago. I should have put it on the shady side, really, because our sun just bakes on that pump there. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, welcome back. It's another little hot day out here. That's good, I guess. I'm getting everything going. Look at the garden now. Go back there. Got it watering down, keeping my stuff from getting droopy. If you notice your squash and your stuff like your big leaf stuff getting droopy, that means you're not getting enough water in there. So try to run this thing for about one of these sprinklers for about a good hour. Get a good inch. 2 hours, probably give probably inch an hour. This thing does. And these plants, they require, once they get big like this, they require like a good 2 to 3 inches a week. If you don't have any rain, then you gotta do the water, or they're not going to grow good enough. They just don't overdo it, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to water them down real good. But as you can tell, everything's looking real nice. The squash is starting to do the squashing. Got some yellow flowers, male flowers. Got some squash growing in there. Got the okra looking good. Okra coming up. All my pepper plants are looking good down there. I gotta trim my cayenne so I ain't getting that water down there. It's kind of cold. I gotta do my cucumbers this weekend. I gotta plant. I might, if I get some set-ins, I'll go ahead and get the set-ins. But if not, I want to do the seeds. I accidentally washed my cucumber seeds last weekend, but I planted some kale back there. I'll show you where at. I tilled it up. Planted some kale on the string right here, if you're wondering. They should be up by now, but they're not up right now. Well, I really can't study right now. I got too much water and stuff. It's trying to get me. But yeah, they're real small when they do come up, so they look like a weed sometimes, so you can mistake that. But I know because I plant them in a line. So probably about 2 to a hole. One in a hole. Most of them have 1 to a hole, but most was 2 to the hole. Potatoes doing good. They got the flowers. Look at that Mr. Lizard right there. He's been on here for a while. Look at him. Hey, buddy. He probably enjoying it. Look at him. He ain't even moving, man. He likes that. Probably waiting for that water. He can get some sips. But the potatoes are doing this thing. You got the flowers. They're all falling off now, so they're doing what they need to do underneath the ground. Peas are coming up. I got that little fence. So they're gonna get there one day. They're gonna get that fence one day. I have to help them up. Some they'll start sagging, so you gotta help them back up. Some people put a string, some people don't, like me. The asparagus beans, they're growing. Hopefully they get a boost with this warm weather. Usually everything gets a boost. The green beans and the wax Cherokees are doing good. The purple burgundy ones are doing real good. As you can tell, the tomatoes, they getting up there. Man, the pepper factory, the new zone's looking real nice. Some of these peppers are getting me kind of questions, like that one right there. These banana peppers will do that on some pepper plants. They'll grow some, but it looks all funky, and they probably won't get them hardly any bigger than that. So I'll probably remove that and get another replacement for him. Some of these are getting flowers on it, like the what's that, the serranos. They're starting to get the flowers on there, so I'll leave them on there. The rest of them looking good. Habaneros, look how bushy they got. Man, you just notice a difference. Once this heat kicks in, it gets to them roots and it starts pushing them up. Like that one, he's still looking like he's trying. I haven't clipped them, so I'm gonna clip them today. These are working up potatoes. I think they're in their last bit of life there. I think they're starting to die down. So eventually, I put them in ground last year, October, and let's see what we can get. I don't want my potatoes too big. I want them about this big. I don't want no big old potato. I just want to see what they do. Every time I do it, you can notice the process, so you get a little better at it next time. But I might get some more potatoes next year and do it, because these came out real good. Now I know when to plant them too. So without the frost, we didn't get no frost down here in April like we usually do. We didn't get that last frost. We got a cold spell, but we didn't get no last frost, which is good, because sometimes when you get if you plant early and you get that frost, it will shock these plants, and your pepper plant will grow and produce real good, but it won't get like a big old plant. I had some up here a couple years ago. They was in the back, of course. They get more water back there, but they didn't get a lot of sun. You see how shady it is right there, kind of. So somebody walking back there, thought somebody spying on me doing my videos or something. Mr. Loquat is doing real nice. Look at that. Things are getting up there. It's on it. Some of them, my other tree back there is doing the branches at the bottom, bushing out. I'm gonna let that one do that, but I'm not gonna let this one do that. Make sure there ain't no bad spots on the trees. If I see any bad leaves, I'll pull it off, because I fear for that. They call it fire blight. These things can get fire blight on them, like this little leaf right there. I don't like that, so I got my cutter over here. Let's see. Cut them off with my cutters. These cheap old cutters right here. Don't get these. These are sucky. They look cool, but don't get them. They were cheaper than the other ones look like this. I'm like, what's it cheaper for these kind? I'll see why. They don't do nothing right. They just suck. Something to live and learn, I guess, huh? The watermelon factory over here is doing good. We got the watermelons getting the flowers on them. See them down there? Cantaloupes getting flowers on them. They look like cucumbers. They do just like cucumbers do. Hope they get fertilized. Gotta get in here this weekend and start weeding this thing out again and getting grass over here. But everything's doing good. They don't have no flowers on them yet. Oh yeah, they do. They got some right there. Doing good. See, this area gets a lot of sunlight. Well, morning time they get the majority of the sunlight, and this side don't get a lot of sunlight, as you can tell. But I came home the other day and these are drooping because I've been watering the garden, but I haven't been watering the watermelon area. They were droopy, and I looked over at my garden and my squash over there midday in the heat, it wasn't drooping, and I watered them real good for a good hour or so, and that just proves it right there. You got to water your garden. Sometimes you think you're out there watering with a hose, you're not getting deep enough. You got to let this junk soak down in there and get in there. You can't just water it down and it looks wet. Nah, you can put your finger down there. That water didn't get nowhere. you probably got a half quarter inch of water down there. So you got to really let this stuff go on watering, so keep your garden going good for you. Get that energy in them. We walk down here to the eggplant. They got flowers on them. They have flowers on them also. They got like a little, but the eggplant's coming. It'd be blooming. A couple of them got the flowers on it. Bell pepper good, and the ghost peppers are doing real nicely. I guess the mole cricket, he decided he don't want no more, so we buddies again. As long as he ain't messing my garden, I ain't gonna try to look for him and kill him and stuff. But he found one of his buddies in the pool. He was dead. He was floating around. So hey, it wasn't my fault. I didn't do it. He did it. But I'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good weekend, and hopefully get a little harvest next week, next Thursday or so, with some squash. I might let them get a little bigger. I let this video go a little longer. Not a video, but the week go a little longer because everything was still the same. There wasn't nothing really kicking other than the flowers over here behind me. But everything's going pretty well. Looking nice. See y'all later.